Okay, so as usual, we will be discussing here the fragmentation again of some other different molecules. So today, our uh, okay, in the last class, what we had, we are discussing the esters, right? We discussed aliphatic short chain esters. We also considered the long chain esters as well as ester having aromatic ring. We'll be discussing today the carboxylic acid and the amine. Okay, so these are quite similar. What actually now what you will feel like, you'll feel a bit more confident because you came to know the different fragmentation route. I hope quite nicely. So if you just look at the molecule, uh, you'll be quickly understanding what could be the possible route of fragmentation. Now, for carboxylic acid, we will consider aliphatic and also aromatic. It may have some variation in chain. We'll be looking for amine also similar. Uh, for carboxylic acid, the basic thing is aliphatic carboxylic acid generally show weak molecular ion peak, but it is observable. Aromatic carboxylic acid, on the other hand, shows strong molecular ion peak. Okay, so that means aliphatic carboxylic acid, it undergoes more fragmentation. So your side chain can easily undergo fragmentation process. Um, and you can understand, like when you are talking about the aromatic carboxylic acid, you are actually having the carbon of the carboxylic acid attached to the aromatic ring. Uh, so that is sp2. That means you have sp2 bond. Okay, and breaking that bond will not be that much easier than sp2 and sp3 bond. And that for carboxylic acid, which is aliphatic, you have the sp2 and sp3 bond. So sp2 of carbon of carboxylic acid, right? That with the aliphatic carbon, which is sp3. So that bond relatively weaker than the sp2 bond, and that's why the aliphatic will undergo easier fragmentation than the aromatic carboxylic acid. Here, as usual, the principal mode of fragmentation will be the alpha cleavage, and based on the structure, it may undergo beta cleavage, but that depends on if you have a large structure. But generally, you have the alpha cleavage. Okay, what we have seen for ester molecule. Okay, but esters are relatively more labile, more weaker compound for its fragmentation. Okay, so it can easily undergo fragmentation uh, than carboxylic acid. Now, with short chain acid, the loss of OH and COOH to alpha cleavage, uh, it happens on the both side of C double bond O of the carboxylic acid. The mass spectrum of butyric acid here we will be discussing. So you have butyric acid. Now here, if you look at, you have C double bond O, so you have alpha bond here and you have alpha bond here. Okay. So that are the only option you are left with. So if you go for its fragmentation, you have electron bombardment, and that is producing a dot plus here. Now this dot plus uh, will be undergoing, I mean, this state will be undergoing fragmentation by alpha cleavage. Now here, if you look at, you have the cleavage here, which is producing the propyl radical and this cation. Now this cation, you have stability, right? So that can happen, and you have M by Z 45 here. Now in the same site, you have the alpha cleavage in opposite direction, means you have the radical to the opposite side. Here you have radical here, which is also stabilized because you have this lone pair of on oxygen. So that means you can have this type of stability. So you have carbon, double bond O. This side you have O, it became double bond. You have hydrogen. Now one electron has taken part in the bond formation. So we have dot plus here. Okay, this type of stability you have in the compound. Okay, in the for this molecule particular, for this fragmented part. Now this one can undergo hydride transfer that you have seen several times. So that you will be producing 43. Okay. Now other alpha cleavage we can consider this side cleavage, right? And this side cleavage, what it will be producing, you have the cation here and radical here. Okay. Now OH plus we generally don't consider. This is very, very unstable. And OH radical also, I mean, very reactive. So it is also unstable. But OH radical, it can produce. It can be produced. So what we see here, like previous case, what you have seen, two types of like both opposite, right? So this one as well as this one, two different opposite directional fragmentation. But here you will see only one fragmentation, alpha cleavage. You have cation this side, radical to the OH side. You don't see the opposite direction because OH plus is not at all stable to be produced. And that's why you may expect the 71 peak also. Now beyond that, do you expect any other fragmentation? Can anybody suggest any other route you are thinking?
CO.
You are telling it can undergo, sorry, it can undergo further the bond cleavage like this, right? Means you have carbon monoxide release. This is you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
This is one of the possibility. Remember this one, as I told in the previous classes also, for aliphatic we don't generally see, though the probability is there, but that peak generally we find very less amount. Okay, but it is obviously it is one of the route. Okay, and if it is happening, you will be having the same as we have seen here, 43, right? This is the same thing, 43. So any other new fragmentation route can you tell? Let me see who can tell.
COH.
C, what is that one? C?
OH.
OOH. CO, I mean, how it will be forming COOH. You have to imagine from here what is the actual route of fragmentation. What type of fragmentation? This is your initial molecule. Okay, now you have to, like, alpha cleavage you are having here very clearly. Now what else can happen from here? Can anybody tell? Can anybody tell what will be the other fragmentation route? So you have alpha cleavage, beta cleavage, and other fragmentation route we have learned, right? So what can be other route? Who can tell for this particular molecule?
Acid containing hydrogen.
Acid containing hydrogen. You're telling the H plus will come out, or what is actually your? You have carboxylic acid, okay? So what you are telling, acidic hydrogen, that will be coming out. So H plus will come out. We have this radical.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that means the mass you will be not getting, right, because you have H plus means H plus will be showing mass, means one mass. M by Z will be M by Z will be 1. If it is like this, H plus, right? This will show the M by Z, but this one is very tiny, cannot actually see in the mass spectrum. M by Z 1 only. So this will not show mass, right? This will not show any contribution in the mass because this is neutral carboxylic radical. So any other? I mean, your fragmentation you have to think in such a way that it will be you will be expecting some other molecule. I mean the fragmented ions which will be detected in the mass spec. I mean mass spectrometric study, mass spectrum. It will be projected. Can you imagine what other route you know? What are the routes you know? Can anybody just brief out? You have alpha cleavage, you have beta cleavage. What else fragmentation route you know? No one? Is it too difficult by looking at the molecule? Should be able to tell. I have discussed several times for other molecules. This one. Okay. Should I tell? What is that one? Look at McLafferty rearrangement. Yes or no?
Sir.
So you have McLafferty also, right? Because you have how many? You have, if you count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have hydrogen 6. So that means it can undergo 6-membered transition state. Okay. The fragmentation route is the McLafferty fragmentation route, and that is producing. If you have that one, it will be liberating ethylene molecule. So you have this one will come out, and you have this 60, right? This one. So these are the major route of fragmentation for carboxylic acid. If you have relatively longer chain, if you don't have this chain is not too long, you have very short one, then McLafferty have no chance, right? Only the alpha cleavage you'll be observing mostly. And if you look at the mass spectrum, what you find is your molecular ion of this butyric acid, you have 88 is the molecular weight, so you are getting the molecular ion peak. You have 60 here, which is found to be the base peak for this particular compound. You have 60 here. The 45 you are getting here, 45, 43 is also here. This is 43. This one is 43. Because we have 43 also. These are the thing happening. Okay, so you are getting this. Here you are getting the elimination of one methyl. So this is 15 less. Is 73, right? Plus 15 if you add 88. So this you have the this propyl group here. From there, one methyl can come out. Okay. If you have hydrocarbon chain, there is always chance of having a peak due to the elimination of methyl radical. Okay, so one methyl radical can come out. You have the 15 minus peak. Always, if you have any kind of hydrocarbon chain, you will have a chance. Whether the peak will be big or small, that depends. But there will be the signature of elimination of methyl radical. Okay. Yeah, so this is the situation for butyric acid. Now you have one more molecule. Here it is aromatic system. You have paramethoxybenzoic acid. Now if you look at the mass spectrum, you have 152 and 135. It's quite of same height, right? So what we find is that it's clearly showing that aliphatic is much weaker than the aromatic one, and that is happening because you have this sp2 bond. Okay, and this side also, if you click, you are producing OH dot, which is not so stable. It's very reactive. So that's why that route also alpha cleavage is not preferable that much. That's why if you look at the previous one, what you see here, the elimination of OH, okay, the 71, right? The 71 after eliminating OH, you are expecting, okay, and you see the 71 peak. It's too tiny. 71 is too tiny, right? So that means that route is also not preferable that much, and that is clear here. You have both side elimination. I mean, alpha cleavage is now becoming difficult, and that's why we are having 152 peak is quite strong. I mean, this is acting as almost the base peak. Now, what is that 135 peak? That is, you have the CC. Sorry, this is you are getting as this is happening here. So you have OH. Now, it has some meaning because this particular compound is very stable. You have the paramethoxy group. That's why what you have seen in the previous case, the CO bond was not breaking so easily. That's why you are not finding the 71 peak too long. Is very tiny. But here, what you find is that 135 peak due to the elimination of OH dot radical, producing this particular cation, which is very, very stable because you have paramethoxy. Okay, so that is the situation. Now you have further small peaks which are not so much important. What you see here, this is this can further undergo CO elimination. When you see the aromatic one, you can consider the CO elimination. Okay, and you have very tiny signature here. You have 107. The CO is 28. So if you subtract 28 from here, you are having 107. So that are the considerable peaks. And so here, most importantly, you have the molecular ion peak is very strong. Okay. Now we'll look into the amines. In carboxylic acid, as you have learned, like you have to consider the alpha cleavage, and if you have a long chain, you have the McLafferty. Okay, and alpha cleavage is not that much preferable because you have to break the CO bond, which is producing OH radical, so that is not so much stable with respect to the esters system. Okay. And as well as the CC bond you are breaking, which is the sp2 for aromatic, so that will be also not preferable. As a whole, for aromatic carboxylic acid, you'll be expecting longer or the stable molecular ion. Whereas aliphatic, you have the CC bond cleavage and you have the McLafferty if you have longer chain. Now for amine, what we have is the most intense peak in the mass spectrum of an aliphatic amine arises from again the alpha cleavage. Okay, alpha cleavage. Now look at the situation. You have amine here, and this bond is breaking. Okay, this bond is breaking. So this is alpha carbon. So just tell this bond is the alpha beta bond, or that bond is breaking. How it is happening, that you will understand. Here you have dot plus, right, after bombardment. So that means I can write the dot plus here, dot plus. So this dot is helping to break the bond. So you have double bond here, imine formation is happening. Now if you have the molecule a bit different, beta cleavage peak can also occur for long chain primary amine. Long chain primary amine, if you have beta cleavage. Look at this example. So here you have CH2N, means you have 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So at least you have to have N is equal to 1, okay, minimum. Now what you find here is that this particular bond is breaking. So you can imagine like this is happening, you have dot plus. So I mean this is making the radical this way. So you have a 3-membered or some cyclic amine cation will be forming, okay, with the R dot production. Now for example, if you consider a specific compound ethylamine, after bombardment, what it is producing, this cation radical having the M by Z is 45. So this is going to show as the molecular ion peak. And now you have the alpha cleavage Okay, so which will be producing NC double bond. So this imine, okay, this imine which has the M by Z as 30. So it is eliminating methyl radical. So what you will see in the mass spectrum is you have 45 here, which is smaller. You have 30 here is much bigger. So this is the base peak. It's molecular ion peak. Okay. So this route is very facile. So you have for amine, this route is very well known. Now some other examples of amine, say suppose this one, you have 73. This is the molecular weight of this amine. So diethyl amine. Okay, so how the mass spectrum you can explain here. Mass spectrum, this is the mass spectrum. So what is this peak? Can anybody tell what is this 58 peak? Can anybody tell what is this 58 peak? How it is happening? What is that peak? Can you try to find out what is that peak? Quickly for maybe 2 minutes I'm giving. To try to find out the molecule, I mean that what is that peak?
Methyl of methyl group.
No, the cation you have to tell. This is so if you subtract these two, the methyl is coming out, right? So what I'm telling is you try
Yes,
to
sir.
find out what is that cation. So quickly uh, try to find out the cation. What could be the cation? Oh. So did you find the peak? What is that one? So what you will have at the initial stage? So you have NH, you have ethyl here, you have ethyl here. So this is producing NH. This is not difficult. You have to tell this is producing, right? Initially. So this is M. Molecular ion peak will be this one, 73. Right? This M is equal to 73. M by Z. Okay, M by Z. Now, what is going to happen? You have alpha cleavage to produce the cation. So what will be that one? It's very easy, right? So you have NH, this cation. Yes or no? This cation will be getting where you have methyl elimination, right? Methyl radical is coming out. So this is, you will have m by z is 58. Okay. So now tell me, what could be the 30? Can you tell what is 30? Can you find out the 30? So try to get the 30. Which is that one? Can you find out the 30?
Says
Hmm?
says 2 double N is plus dot. And
CH2
says 2
double bond N H dot plus
N is dot plus
H2.
and double bond says
This is what I have written. This one you are talking
double
about?
bond says
This one you are talking about? This what I have written here?
no, no sir.
What I have to write?
Further fragmentations are ethyl radical is and this bond is breaking, yes sir.
Which bond?
And N says to bond is breaking,
This bond.
yes sir.
If this bond breaks, what will be the root of fragmentation? Can you tell?
And dot and dot N is and
So you are a bit correct, but you are not able to tell exactly what is that one. Quite close. Look at here. You have CH2 double bond N. You have hydrogen. You have CH2. You have CH2. This methyl, right? This is your. This one I can write this way. Now you have N plus. So what you have here, this can go, making a positive charge here, and this will fall. So what ultimately it is producing is CH2 NH double H. So this one is, you have 30. Yes or no?
yes sir.
So this is, you are getting as this big. Okay. So this way you have to search out, you have to find out what is the possible route of fragmentation. Now similarly, you have another amine molecule. You have this one. This molecule, if you again look at, you have 101, the molecular ion peak. You have 86 is the fragmented ion, and that difference is between these two is 15. So that means one methyl radical is coming out. Okay, one methyl radical is coming out. So I think you can solve this one. What is 86? What is 30? What is, this is 55, 56, 57, 58. This is 58. Okay, you can find out, I hope. So this one you try to assign different peaks. In the exam, that type of question may come. I can give the molecule with the mass spectrum, and I can ask what will be the corresponding cation, okay, of the peaks, which will be projected in the spectrum. Now let us look at another example, cyclic amine. So cyclic aliphatic amines usually produce intense molecular ion peak. So this is one of the, and that phenomenon you have seen for the other cyclic compound also. Whenever you have cyclic compound, you remember you have to keep in mind that to get the fragmented ions, what you have to do, you have to break the two bonds consecutively. Any cyclic system. Say suppose I have a some cyclic. Okay. So if I do the first bond cleavage, actually I am not getting the, I'm getting just the chain, right? But the mass of both will be the same. You're getting? Then you have to have another fragmentation to get, suppose I am now breaking here, then you will have, okay, two part. So two consecutive. Okay, what I was telling is that for cyclic compound, if you try to find out the molecular ion peaks, I mean, if you try to find out the fragmented ions, what you have to do is you have to do at least two consecutive bond cleavage. Okay, and two consecutive bond cleavage, it takes time. By that time, what can happen? Your molecular ion can reach to the detector, and you can find the corresponding peak. So cyclic compound generally produce the molecular ion peak. This is the bottom of the story. Cyclic compound, you can have intense molecular ion peak. Okay. So here, if you look at, we'll have the similar phenomenon for amine, cyclic amine. For example, you have this particular compound. Here you see the M by Z is 85. Okay. Now this molecule, what can happen is you have alpha hydrogen. Here you have alpha hydrogen. Initially, what will happen? You have the formation of this one and dot plus, right? This methyl. You have alpha hydrogen here, alpha hydrogen here too. Okay, but this hydrogen will come out because you have the more stable alkene. So this is coming out. You have double bond and H dot. So that means you have 84. That peak is also will be finding out. Okay, though the CH bond cleavage is not that much easier with respect to CC bond, but here you have that process because it is producing the stable alkene easily. Okay. So that's why the alpha CH bond cleavage happens here. Now after that you have further bond cleavage which will produce this particular nitrile, protonated nitrile compound. Now how this happens, you have this NC double bond, so this can fall here and this can make. Okay, so that means you can imagine you put it here, here you have one hydrogen. So this way you can have. So if this bond is falling here, your nitrogen is getting neutralized. This you have a positive charge now, and this bond is breaking to make the bridge between these two. So that means again you are regaining the N plus, and that is 42 with the cyclopropane. So this is one of the route where you find out this one. And you can have another type of bond cleavage, which is the elimination of ethylene, because the cyclopropane is also, it can come out as the neutral gas. You can have the elimination of ethylene too. Now in this case, what you can imagine is a similar way. You have this is your molecule, which is dot here. Now what you can do is you can break it this way. Okay. And if you do that one, you are ultimately having this CH2, CH2, here you have a dot, here you have a dot, and here in case of nitrogen species, you have CH2, you have a dot, here you have CH2, you have dot, here you have dot plus, and you have methyl. Ultimately what you can write is this is CH2, and this one also will be like this, CH2 N, sorry, this is N, and you have methyl here with a dot, and that is this one. Okay, yeah, ethylene coming out. So this is another route. So that's why what you'll see here is 85 peak you will be finding very intense one with 1 m by m minus 1 peak nearby, and you have 57 peak. Okay, so these are the peaks you'll be expecting for this particular cyclic compound.
Sir,
Yes.
first one is CS2 to cyclic from this.
How it is forming?
This one. Yes,
Your
sir.
question is from here to here. How this is coming out, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what you can do? Let me break out like this way. I am showing you how we can break out this one. Your molecule is this. You have dot plus, right? Sorry, you have a double bond here with a positive charge. Now, what can happen is what I'm telling you. Imagine this is kind of inductive cleavage. Okay, inductive cleavage. You remember how it is happening. You have this N plus, right? So what you can think is first step. Since this is N plus, what can happen is it will try to extract the electron density. So this bond can fall on this. Okay, so what will happen if that is happening, if that bond is breaking? So your N plus is now becoming neutral with a triple bond. I mean, this is consecutive way. I mean, it looks awkward. You have 5 bond, but actually it does. It is not a 5 bond. As soon as this is falling here, if it is falling, what you will see? This is you'll be seeing, right? Yes or no? Sorry, this is you'll be seeing. This is, you have positive charge, Nitrogen is becoming neutral, but here you see nitrogen, I am writing 5 bond. It cannot be, right? So what happens here, the step actually will be in one step. Though I'm breaking it, it will not be in this way. You'll have just simultaneous way. So you look at, this is positive charge happen, immediately it will, this bond will break. Okay, you can think like this is breaking, this is a negative, you have a positive here. This negative and positive. So ultimately making this one. Are you getting what I'm telling? In this N methyl, you have CH positive, N is positive. The thing is simultaneous way. So this is falling here, this is coming here. Okay, this bond pair of electrons is completely coming here, and immediately this bond pair of electron, because we have now vacancy here, that center, so immediately that will make the bond another bond. Okay. So this way it happens simultaneous. This is no stepwise process, the simultaneous process, because we cannot have nitrogen with 5 bonds. Okay, this point you have to remember. So it is simultaneous process happening in a single shot. Like pericyclic reaction you have seen, right? There is no intermediate, you cannot identify. What you can tell is the transition state, bond is breaking and bond is making simultaneously. So that is the thing happening. This type of thing is happening here.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So quickly I'll tell. Okay, this is happening. You have further the methyl radical elimination. So you have the CH2 radical. Now you can have a methyl radical elimination. Okay, and this N radical and CH2 radical, that can make a double bond. Okay, so this is 42 methyl radical is coming out. So you can have 57, 42, 42 is already there, 42, and 84 and 85. Okay, these are the peaks. Quickly, this amine primary, this aniline, one of the important compound, just electron bombardment will be producing N dot plus. Okay, now N dot plus, this is very stubborn, it cannot break so much easily, but you can have the H dot, which will be producing the N plus, which is so-called resonance stabilized, but you don't have the stability of positive charge on nitrogen. So that is again a drawback. So ultimately what you can have is, this will quickly undergo the elimination of HCN and producing 66, this cation radical. So this route I have shown earlier, maybe at the beginning of your classes, where you have seen the bond cleavage of the aromatic ring. Okay, there you can find out that route. I'm not repeating here, just go through the initial hydrocarbon breaking, that aromatic ring, how it breaks, HCN liberation. There maybe you will see some other liberation, but the same route it will be following. Okay, so ultimately this will be stabilized further, releasing one hydrogen atom, which will be producing this dot. Okay, so dot plus. So you will be expecting 65, 66, but these two will be not so big. What you will see here is the 93, like phenolic system, what you have seen. The molecular ion peak you will be expecting as the major one, and you have with along with 92 peak, and this 66, 65 will be too tiny. Okay, so this is up to this much. We'll be having maybe one more class on mass spectrometry to complete this part, and then we'll have some few classes, weekly ones, with the application, and we'll be moving to the one more class with the organic photochemistry. Okay, so thank you for attending today's class. We'll be meeting next week again. You have exams, so get ready
Thank you, sir.
in proper time.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be In the afternoon, we'll be meeting again. So thanks for attending class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.